Today we're going to try using the crystal DRUZY that I made in my previous video, and you can see now that's fully dry just how sparkly that silicone has come out. I thought we'd try dropping it into the turtle. Now I'm wondering if it's going to be slightly too big. Just about fits, I think. I'll clean the back off a little bit. So I'm just going to put clear resin, I think, in the turtle. Might give it a little tint of maybe a colour. Don't know. Maybe just a little tint of, I don't know, turquoisey blue maybe, something like that. And we'll just see if this will show through. So yeah, I think this is going to be cleaned up enough. Well, the worst that can happen is I'll end up with a few bits of crystal in there. Right, so I'm just going to mix up some resin. I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, so I've got the resin mixing up. As you can see, I've managed to create some bubbles, but those will clear. That's just my usual stirring too fast. Now, I've got some resin dye here, and it is, this one's called Forget Me Not, and it's one of my favourite colours at the moment for these resins. It's not heavily pigmented, so you get quite a subtle effect, and I have only put a couple of drops in, so this is going to be very subtle. As you can see, you get a pretty turquoisey blue. Now what I'm going to do is spray the mould itself with my alcohol spray. I'm trying to minimise the bubbles once it's in. I have got one of those debubbling machine thingy bobbies on order. It hasn't come yet. I really should just stir more slowly. That would do the job. I'm going to need to mix up a second lot anyway, because I can see that is not going to be enough even once I drop the inlay in. Actually, I might drop the inlay in first and then see what it needs. Don't know, I am going to need some more, aren't I? There's no getting away from it. So yeah, the idea was that if I sprayed a little alcohol in there first, then it would start to dissipate the bubbles. It breaks your surface tension basically, and so stops it sticking to the mould. So I'm just going to mix up the same amount again. It takes a surprisingly large amount of resin, this does. So this will be up to, I'll be up to 160 millilitres now. This is with the second lot of 80. Let's put the colour in. Okay, I'm back and I think that's pretty well stirred up. So what I'm going to do, I think, is pour a bit more in until it just starts to go into the other bits, and I'm going to give it a spritz with the alcohol spray again, and then I'm going to spray the inlay quite a lot. Then I'm going to put the inlay in. I should let the rest of the bubbles dissipate first, shouldn't I, really? There aren't many, though. It's nice, this resin. It's tracy proof. I'm a bit of a nightmare with me stirring. I'm going to put it in. I've seen people put it in side to side. I've tried that. I'm currently trying the taco method, which is bend it up like a taco and then put it down. I can already see there's bubbles in there, though, so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to do this. This is messy. What did I say? Let's get messy. Ooh, yeah. So I'm just basically pushing the resin down into the little holes. Right, let's try putting it in again. That looks like it might be better. And I'm just going to push it down at the sides here. This mould is going to grip it, isn't it? Which is quite handy. It's going to hold it in place. Yeah, messy gloves. Right, now I can fill up the rest of the mould. Now, if you're doing anything like this and you're putting one of these inlays in the back of your mould, don't panic if the resin goes over it a bit. As long as you can get at some of it to get it out from inside, you can trim it off later. You can see one end of this has sunk a little. See if I can lift it. No, it wants to go back down. Like I said, I'm not going to panic out because you can trim that off. It's just like overspill, really. You can trim it off afterwards. So just get a bit more in all round. This is going, yeah, it's going over it, but never mind. Right then, let's see what we got. Oh, okay, I've got a bit of trimming to do, as you can see. Not a problem. It's still, that's still actually soft. I can pull some of that off. Look, there we are. Any remaining bits I can just snip off, either with some scissors, or I could just do it when it's cured properly. It'll just snap away. Anyway, lovely and glass-like. That cheap mould's great. It's shiny, so you get this. You do get this really nice shiny effect in your resin. As we've seen, it's great with the mica powders too. But look, the DRUZY's made it go all sparkly and weird inside. Shame it isn't exactly the same shape as the shell. I mean, could I make one like that? Probably could, yeah. But I like it as it is too. Little sticky bit on his tail still. Now, lessons learnt from this. Where I'd got the DRUZY touching the inlay touching the sides, yeah, of course it didn't let any resin through, did it? So I've had to infill with a little bit of ultraviolet curing, but that did the job. The overspill in the bottom, you know what, I'm going to leave that there. It's like a nice protective layer. But you can see the sparkly crystal there. So I'm going to leave that because it's such a big piece. Otherwise, if I didn't want to, I could just go around it and trim that away. Nice and easy. I think he's rather nice, and he's got that that crystal DRUZY is shown through. Next, I'm going to find a nice big coaster to try that in, because if it's up the other way, it then won't cause any bubbles, will it? So we'll be trying that next. Right, thanks for watching this video, folks. If you've liked it, or thought it was a bit of fun, learnt something from it, as I did too, then just give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and would wish to do so, the buttons are down here. Please do so, and I will then be able to keep you up to date with what's going on my channel. So thank you all for your support, and I hope you liked this video. I will go and take some photos and pop them on the end of the video, and I'll see you for the next one.